subsidy will further worsen the situation, thereby imposing more difficulties on the citizens.
The fuel subsidy stays. The federal government says planned removal after June this year, as provided in the budget, is no longer on the cards.
We can actually build systems that will serve everybody fairly and justly and bring credibility to government programs.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo launches Aid for Productivity program, a leg up for small businesses. Killer kidnapper proprietor faces the wrath of the law and the anger of the mob in Kano. Good evening, this is NTA Network News. We are live in Abuja. I am Kenan Ima Abodike. Tonight, Michael Olaleye is in Lagos and Kemi Oshin will be joining us from Ibadan. Welcome. You can follow this news live online on our Twitter handle at NTA News Now, Facebook page, Network News, YouTube channel, NTA Live. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has launched the Bank of Industry Growth Platform Report, a nationwide infrastructure with a vision for sustainable economic growth for MSMEs. Betty Adams reports that under the BOIS Growth Platform, there are plans to bring on board 25 million MSMEs beneficiaries by 2025.
There has always been aid given for survival for people or communities in their need, just to keep hope alive. But a new thinking is introducing aid as stimulus for productivity. This concept seeks to beat poverty through a growth platform that intends to digitize millions of micro, small and medium enterprises and provide tranches of capital to raise their productivity and incomes, strengthen their sustainability, and contribute to job creation and economic development.
We can actually build systems that will serve everybody fairly and justly and bring credibility to government programs, especially government programs that involve handing out cash. And I must say that that bold vision was expressed in the most ambitious social intervention project in Nigeria's recent history, and as we've heard, possibly in Africa.
The Bank of Industry says its growth platform's portfolio of funding has given credit and grants to more than 4 million businesses across 7 programs, amounting to more than $400 million, and plans to bring on board 25 million MSME beneficiaries by 2025.
Today, through this particular platform, we offer end-to-end processes, technology, and field infrastructure for transparent profiling and delivery of financing to MSMEs in all local governments of Nigeria.
And share highlights of our work, the innovative thinking, the systems and processes that we built, the growing suite of programs that we have supported and their beneficiaries, and the growing impact so far.
It's undoubted that the access to finance is key to achieve growth and productivity, and that MSMEs are at the center, at the heart of economic activity in Nigeria.
The growth platform is able to target, document, profile, and deliver interventions to the MSMEs with the power of biometrics, BVN as digital collateral, mobile data capture, mobile wallets, and a network of agents. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, says the planned removal of fuel subsidy after June this year, as provided in the 2022 budget, is no longer possible. She stated this when she briefed the leadership of the Senate on the circumstances that led to the suspension of the 6-month subsidy removal plan. Ignatius Nko reports.
On the 18th of this month, President of the Senate Ahmad Lawan met President Muhammadu Buhari over the possible implications of removing fuel subsidy this time, 5 days after That engagement has extended to the conference room of the President of the Senate with the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Group Managing Director of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, and other heads of oil and gas public institutions in attendance. Senator Lawan buttressed the implications of removing fuel subsidy this time and urged the executive to continue to fashion out modalities on how and when to remove fuel subsidy that will have less impact on the people.
We believe that the issue of the removal of subsidy should be handled with the utmost care, that the timing should be such that the impacts and consequences would not add to hardships.
Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed provided reasons for the suspension of the subsidy removal and proposed remedial measures.
Practically, there is still heightened inflation, and also removal of subsidy will further worsen the situation, thereby imposing more difficulties on the citizens. And Mr. President clearly does not want to do that. In terms of putting in place a number of measures, one of which is the deployment of an alternative to the PMS, which is the CND, and also the rollout of enhanced refining capacity in the country, including the 650,000 barrels per day Dangote refinery, and also the rehabilitation of the 4 national refineries that have a combined nameplate capacity of 450,000 barrels per day.
And I'm taking this opportunity to appeal to TUC and LSE to shelve this plan to go on strike or demonstration. Is totally unnecessary. There is not going to be removal of subsidies.
The minister also informed the legislators that the executive may be forwarding a request for parliamentary approval for additional funds to cover subsidy from July 2022. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
In the meantime, the All Progressives Congress has welcomed the federal government's suspension of the planned removal of subsidy on petroleum products. The National Secretary of the party's caretaker and the Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, John James Abanudedehe, in a statement says the federal government took into consideration the fact that the removal of subsidy at this time will heighten inflation and cause undue hardship on the citizenry. The APC commends President Muhammadu Buhari for always putting the welfare and well-being of Nigerians first, as he has serially displayed in the implementation of programs and policies of this administration. The APC also commends the cordial and healthy relations between the executive and the 9th National Assembly, which has ensured good governance. Nigeria LNG Limited has signed a memorandum of understanding with 6 Nigerian teaching hospitals aimed at accelerating the implementation of its multi-billion-naira hospital support program, Phase 1. Elizabeth Omori reports that the project is geared towards improving the fitness status of the health institutions.
This MOU that is born out of necessity is about to change for the better healthcare delivery in Luth, NDUTH, AKTH, UBTH, UATH, and UCTH. The outbreak of COVID-19 in 2020 further laid bare the limitations in the nation's health sector as it struggled to contain the pandemic.
This will be executed at the cost not exceeding $500,000 per hospital, with a total cost outlay of $6 million.
NLNG will also provide supervisory function to ensure that the project is delivered on schedule.
Training of medical personnel to address patient upsurge is top of the objectives.
We promise to co-supervise, co-monitor, maintain and protect these projects.
Renovation and re-equipping of obstetrics and gynecology wards in Luth, construction and equipping of modern maternity and child complex in UATH, and delivery of an occupational therapy and neuromodulation rehabilitation center in Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital.
For University of Benin Teaching Hospital, our target is to achieve the remodeling and conversion of an existing building into a 15-bed intensive care unit. For the Niger Delta University Teaching Hospital, the program will provide a 6-bed intensive care unit with 4-bed renal dialysis connected to the existing operating theatre. The project will provide a neurosurgical center for University of Calabar Teaching Hospital.
The NLNG Hospital Support Program targets 12 hospitals from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Let's now touch on security matters as the United Arab Emirates has strongly condemned the terrorist attack that took place in Nigeria's Borno state, in which 2 people died and 2 of the children were kidnapped. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, MOFAIC, affirmed that the UAE expresses its strong condemnation of these criminal acts and its permanent rejection of all forms of violence and terrorism that aim to destabilize security and stability in contravention of all humanitarian values and principles. MOFAIC expressed its sincere condolences and sympathy to the families of the victims of this heinous crime and wishes for release of the kidnapped and safe return to their families. Now, Abdul Malik Tanko, the suspected killer of 5-year-old Hanifa Abubakar and 2 other accomplices, have been arraigned before Kano Magistrate Court. Mohammed Ali reports that the Kano State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Musa Abdullahi Lawan, files the case on behalf of Kano State government.
The 3 accused persons, Abdul Malik Tanko, Hashim Isiaku, and Fatima Musa, were arraigned before Chief Magistrate Muhammad Jibrin of the Kano Magistrate Court 12, Gidan Murtala, on 4-count charge as contained in the first information report of the police. These include criminal conspiracy, kidnapping, concealing of truth, and culpable homicide, contrary to Section 97, 274, 277, 221 of the Penal Code. After reading out the charges, the Kano State Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Musa Abdullahi Lawal, prayed to the court for a grace of 7 days to prepare the charge file and also remand the accused persons in correctional center. The presiding judge, Muhammad Jibrin, granted the application and adjourned the case till 2nd February 2022 for hearing.
This case was adjourned to the 2nd of February. Before then, by that time, the charge will have been ready.
Meanwhile, unknown angry youth have set ablaze the Noble Kids Schools Kwanar Dakata, suspectedly owned by the accused killer of Hanifa.
No life lost, no injury recorded, and so far, no arrest are made. Security have been fortified in both the schools that is being run by the suspect.
In the same vein, Kano State government has withdrawn all licenses of private schools across the state following the gruesome killing of late Hanifa Abubakar.
The Ministry of Education has constituted a high-powered committee that will look on the activities of these private schools, their registration, and what have you.
Muhammad Ali, NTA News.
And still on that ugly incident, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje says he will ensure that justice is done in respect of the kidnap and killing of Hanifa Abubakar, as well as take measures that will forestall similar cases in the state. He was speaking during a condolence visit to the bereaved family at Dakata Kawaji in Kano Metropolis. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje arrived at the Dakata Kawaji family residence of late Hanifa Abubakar after a chief magistrate court remanded the kidnapper and killer of the little schoolgirl and his accomplices. In company of his deputy and some cabinet members, Governor Ganduje described as wicked and dastardly what the school teacher did to his innocent pupil. He expressed optimism that with the confessional statements given and evidences gathered, the court will hasten the trial and pass judgment as provided by the law. In the event of death sentence, the governor assured he will not hesitate to exercise the powers conferred on him by the Constitution to sign the warrant.
The Nigerian Constitution provides that when a death sentence is passed, The inmate on death row will remain in custody, and the judgment taken to the state governor for assent and approval for the execution. We assure the people of Kano State that the governor would not wait for a second to give the go-ahead.
He also prayed for the repose of the soul of late Hanifa and the family the fortitude to bear the loss. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
You can follow this news live online on our Twitter handle at NTA News Now, Facebook page Network News, YouTube channel NTA Live. We'll now take some messages. The news will continue shortly. To stay with the NTA.
Sure, Danny. This one where you did Christmas mood, so see you with this and this and this every day now. Christmas with Globe plus. Now I feel listening to all my favorite jams all night long.
Glow Breakator Plus is here, and every day is now Christmas. Existing Glow customers will get 400% bonus on every recharge and 100 MB data bonus on first recharge of the month. New Glow customers will get 1,000 Naira welcome bonus. To activate, buy a new Glow SIM today or dial *777# for existing Glow customers.
Every day now Christmas with the Glow Breakator Plus.
The chairman, Boas Cement PLC, Abdul Samad Rabiu, wishes to announce the commissioning of Boas Cement's 3 million metric tons per annum Sokoto Line 4 cement plant and 48 megawatts power plant, as well as the groundbreaking of the 3 million metric tons Line 5 by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Date is Thursday, January 27, 2022. Venue is in Boas Cement PLC Sokoto Factory, Kilometer 10, Kalambina Road, Kalambina, Sokoto. Time 11 a.m. This event is strictly by invitation. All COVID protocols will be observed.
With the Airtel family plan, get bonus talk time, SMS and data for each family member you share with. Dial *141# now. Airtel, the smartphone network.
What if you stumble into an opportunity at your own convenience?
At the heart of your waking up and going out is your desire to succeed. This keeps you awake, running through your mind, even when bathing. At Bedmate, we understand and remain your partners in providing you durable furniture that helps you work better and introduces you as a person of good taste. That's why from 13 January to 20 February 2022, you can own items in a Sophia Office series at incredible discounts of 20% off with amazing gifts too. Hurry now to our showrooms to enjoy this limited offer like many others needing high-performance work tools to success.
Maruf Foundation is an impact-driven non-governmental organization with a relentless commitment for social change and sustainable development for the people of Yobe State. Hajia Hafsat Kolerebuni, wife of the governor of Yobe State, hails from Fune, local government area of Yobe State, Nigeria. Her passion and commitment to contribute to making the world a better place gave rise to the formation of the Maruf Foundation, a community where everyone has equal opportunity to aspire and thrive. Inspired by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, Maruf Foundation's strategic intent is to provide feasible solutions in terms of community projects and advocacy to help end poverty and hunger and promote well-being for all. Contact us at info@maruffoundation.org, website maruffoundation.org, phone +234 805 184 5454. Join Maruf Foundation today in making the world a better place.
Welcome back. Burkina Faso's army said on Monday it has ousted President Roch Kabore, suspended the constitution, dissolved the government, the National Assembly, and close the borders. The announcement, signed by Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry Sandalgo Damiba and read by another officer on state television, indicates the takeover had been carried out without violence and that those detained were at a secure location. Now, Charles Alpha takes us down memory lane on Burkina Faso's political development as it relates to the number of military takeovers since independence, with premium on the latest one.
Violence initiated by militant groups has sparked intercommunal violence. As a former French colony, Burkina Faso gained independence as Upper Volta in 1960, and since then recorded numerous coups and attempted coups. Captain Thomas Sankara, who gave Burkina Faso its famous name, was shot dead by soldiers during a coup on 15 October 1987, which saw Blaise Compaoré came to power. Compaoré put an end to Burkina Faso's coup after taking power, and he ruthlessly eliminated his rival with few to stand in his way. Within a few weeks of the start of a new year, West Africa had its first attempted coup, and on January 12th, the government of Burkina Faso announced that it foiled a plot from within the armed forces to destabilize the state. 10 soldiers and 5 civilians had been arrested in connection with the plot. The current attempt, analysts say, may have been averted. There are still many reasons to be concerned. The military junta has detained the president and other top government functionaries with the imposition of a nationwide curfew in the country. In a swift reaction, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has warned that military in Burkina Faso against any attempt to oust the democratically elected government. Meanwhile, the African Union has confirmed the coup attempt in Burkina Faso, calling on the National Army and security forces to ensure the physical integrity of Christian Kabore and his government.
Nigeria has received with grave concern reports of a coup d'etat in the Republic of Burkina Faso and condemns in strong terms the overthrow of the democratically elected government of President Roch Marc Kabore. In a statement by Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Nigeria said it will never accept any unconstitutional change of government, calling for immediate release of President Kabore and other political detainees. Nigeria added that the unfortunate development not only subverts the constitutional order of the country, but also seeks to further destabilize the peace efforts in the ECOWAS sub-region. In an effort to consolidate on the experiences garnered from responses to COVID-19 and similar emergencies, the Office of the National Security Advisor is developing the capacity of personnel in the military, paramilitary and other relevant agencies to effectively prevent and manage biological threats in the country. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has details.
Biological threats and weapons have for decades been used as potent tool in warfare capable of destroying lives. This involves the use of toxins or infectious agents that are biological in origin to incapacitate or kill humans, animals or plants.
When coronavirus broke out, skeptics believe Africa will have the highest fatalities. And all eyes were on Nigeria with the 200 million and thousands to be on the street. Nigeria, in terms of a robust and rapid response, we are number 4 in the world.
This forum holding in Abuja is to examine how to collectively manage biorisk, a possible national threat.
There's so much to do together. There's a lot of bio threats. Things are changing. And you can see that if somebody carries a load of explosive from Nigeria to another country, the impact will be devastating, but it will make news. But with viruses, with unseen enemy, it changes the dynamics.
Drawing from the lessons of COVID-19, the forum understands the risk associated with working with infectious agents and toxins in laboratories.
One of these greatest feats the federal government achieved recently is the preparation and adoption of a national biosecurity policy and action plan.
The country's national security strategy specifies how to handle biorisk, but the implementation of the framework is what this forum is out to develop. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
National Union of Electricity Employees under the aegis of the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company has suspended its strike following the outcome of a fruitful negotiation over sudden sack of some management staff Friday last week. Abubakar Akwanga tells us more.
What was alleged to be a phone call pronouncement of the disengagement of management staff of Abuja Electricity Distribution Company (AEDC) led to a strike by staff of the company. The main entrance to the AEDC headquarters in Wuse shut down, and staff seen discussing in clusters, others carrying placards with different inscriptions protesting the dismissal of top-notch in the company. But talks went on between the disagreeing parties, which returned the earlier decision to status quo and resumed operations across covering states affected by workers' action.
We don't want to be negotiating with them on the ground of tension. So everyone now has returned. You can see the gate is open. Workers are returning to their various offices. And as we speak, supply of electricity is being restored now to Abuja, Kogi, Nasarawa, and Niger. The truth of the matter is our demands have been met. And I want to congratulate all of them.
Amongst some of the demands seeking for immediate redress is the restructuring of the present board and the strict adherence to labor law to forestall future disruption of power supply. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Now, the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria says it's not intending to embark on any strike action, but wants the government to check on issues disrupting Nigeria's healthcare system, especially the mass migration of medical personnel to developed countries. President of MDCAN, Dr. Victor Makojola, was briefing journalists in Abuja on resolutions of the just concluded National Executive Council meeting of the association. Oluseya Adabo reports.
Currently, we're not planning to go on strike.
The situation of continuous exodus of healthcare workers, the association blamed on condition of service and insecurity, which is having diverse consequences.
The stress, we get too much, and we have many beginning to break down physically and mentally. Possible healthcare worker suicide will also go up. These young people will not leave if the economy is good.
While imploring governments to engage critical stakeholders when formulating policies, MDCAN wants its members to explore areas of private medical and dental practices in Nigeria.
Urging the government to seize this opportunity of the next council and establishment to ensure that this policy, which it has adopted, becomes reality, so that we can, save the system of the loss of this very critical manpower that is in the system.
Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria is a group of medical specialists with the highest qualifications in medical practices, committed to training medical doctors, offering specialist services to patients. Oluseya Adabo, NTA News.
And for proper implementation of government policies and programs, experts say there is need to keep proper track of events to ensure accountability. This is why the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development is organizing a week-long training on result-based monitoring and evaluation for selected program officers in the ministry. Ekene Ndure reports.
Gathered in this hall are program officers from 17 states who will be trained on results-based monitoring and evaluation of the National Social Investment Program.
We have the government sampling, monitoring and analyzing team. This is part of the team here. These people go out to the field, bring all the information to do with what is happening there, see whether we are on track or we are off track, so that we can realign, adjust our policies and programming.
It's only through trainings like this, when we empower the staffs to be able to monitor and evaluate these policies, that we can only say whether or not we're having value for the money being expended on this intervention by the government.
Fado Binwokede, a desk officer of Empower Program in Anambra State, she is excited at the far-reaching prospects that the training offers.
Most of the times we invest on a project and the outcome is not all that successful. But when you monitor the program, you know we have to put in more money, we have to invest more, we have to improve.
Resource persons say the training will go a long way in tackling some of the challenges witnessed in implementation of government policies across the states. Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
NDLEA is intensifying efforts in the drug war by strengthening the operational capacity of its workforce. Abdulmalik Hassan reports that this was pointed out by Brigadier General Buba Marwa at a meeting with journalists in Abuja to discuss NDLEA 2021 in retrospect since assuming the leadership of the agency.
Drugs like methamphetamine, captagon, cocaine may be familiar in the media space, but little it may be to the hearing of most Nigerians. Not because they do not exist, but to some extent, unraveling the trafficking business was not given the much-needed attention. So a new sheriff was appointed and Brigadier General Buba Marwa became the man of the moment, and 2021 resulted in the seizure of over 3 million kilograms of illicit drugs, with the arrest of a little above 12,000 drug traffickers as well more than 7,000 drug users, counseled and rehabilitated.
At last, thankfully, the government mustered the willpower to salvage, reform and rejuvenate this organization, whose importance to the well-being of society cannot be underestimated.
Drug demand and supply reduction remain key to the elimination of the figure of 14.3 million young people and adults who consume drugs.
If we say that the drug use survey has said 50 million Nigerians are using drugs, it means 200 million minus 15 million are not. And we have to find ways and means to address that prevention.
The chairman was quick to point out that NDLEA does not condone any form of human rights abuse on drug users, rather counsel and rehabilitate them. Abdulmalik Hassan, NTA News.
You can follow this news live online on our Twitter handle at NTA News Now, Facebook page Network News, YouTube channel NTA Live. Lagos is our first port of call and Michael is our guide. Hello, Michael. All right, let's go on a commercial break. When we return, more news on the Network News. Stay with us.
Northeast Development Commission, an agency under the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, wishes to announce to the general public the holding of the consultative meeting with federal MDS and security agencies on the NEDC Northeast Stabilization and Development Master Plan. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, MNI FNSC Chairman, Northeast Governors Forum and Executive Governor of Borno State. Chief Host, Sadia Umar Farouk, Mrs. Honorable Minister for Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. Host, Muhammad Jal Kali, Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Northeast Development Commission. Date Tuesday, 25th January 2022. Time 9 a.m. prompt. Venue Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Announcer, Northeast Stabilization and Development Master Plan Steering Committee.
They say the more you learn, the more you grow. With MTN's reliable internet and YouTube learning videos, there's no limit to what you can learn or how far you can grow. Get up to 3 hours of free streaming on YouTube when you buy data plans from MTN.
Dial *131*750# or download my MTN app to buy your preferred YouTube data plans.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Soft, make sense, we care for me. Shy, no be the type when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. Oh no, 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 no. The brand is sure them no go stress you. Call them, then they accessible. Yes, customer care where they on point. You no go regret when you try, of course. Profitable investment, everything is just a blend. If you want it good for you, my guy, make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
Every Harmattan, he falls sick so frequently and misses school often. I keep him away from junk food.
She also feeds me apple. She says an apple a day keeps...
If you want to keep germs away, then use Dettol soap regularly.
Meaning?
Germs and disease spread easily during Harmattan. For this, use Dettol soap. Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
For you to tanda for this world, you got know what's up. Sabi waiting day ground, then start to do your own. Get ginger to sabi every. Because when you fit see the different side of the world, anything they possible. BBC News for Pidgin, make your life better.
Introducing an all-time mega offer. Get over 50% discount in the Airtel Home Broadband mega offer. Buy a router for just 10,000 naira and get up to 240 gigabyte or a MiFi for 5,000 naira and get up to 125 gigabyte bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by
Airtel, the smartphone network.
My good people for Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, the area council election go happen for Saturday, February 12th, 2022. This one go can allow you to vote for the person where you want for the position of chairman and councillor for we area council them, where include Amak, Abaji, Kwali, Gwagwalada, Kuje, and Buhari. The FCT administration don't stand gidigba can join hand with INEC to make sure say these elections e go siriri serere. As you want support any candidate where you like, make sure say you not do mago, you not steal ballot box, you not sell your vote, you not fight. You will want make people vote for you, Inko. Remember, say na God they give person power. So therefore, election not be to do or die. Make you dey patriotic, I beg. Come outside, come use your power to take vote for the person where you want make it be chairman or councillor. Not throw stone for outside though, if you go meet your own person for house. This message now from FCT administration.
Does your toothpaste give you complete fresh protection? New Close-Up Toothpaste Complete Fresh Protection takes care of your 5 important oral care needs. It gives you strong teeth, prevents tooth holes, cleans deeply, fights bacteria, and gives you fresh breath. Complete fresh protection from Close-Up.
Thank you for staying with us on the Network News. We now join Michael Olaleye in Lagos for more reports.
Thank you, Kene. The supreme price paid in the course of securing the nation against crime and criminality will not go unrecognized. Assistant Inspector General of Police Akim Odumusu was emphatic on this while presenting checks of 10 million naira each to families of the seized police officers in Lagos. Abolade Salami reports.
They decided to tow the pathway of providing maximum security to lives and property without nursing fear of possible risk involved to their persons or families if the unimaginable happens. While these gallant police officers sworn to an oath of allegiance to fight all forms of internal security and ensure law and order is maintained no matter the circumstance, many in the course of this national assignment paid the supreme price. The clock stopped ticking for Inspector Rafiu Adamu and Akubo Emmanuel, 2 gentle officers who were gruesomely murdered by some alleged hoodlums suspected to be members of the proscribed IPOB in Anambra State on November 25, 2021.
The pains in the family cause parts. Nobody can ever erase all the pains. When they God Almighty they can erase all the pains from the dry eyes.
For their sacrifices not to go unnoticed, their dependents were presented checks of 10 million naira each in solidarity of their stewardship to the country.
So they issued a check of 10 million naira each for the dependents of the 3 officers. And with this one now, when we got the letter, we got the check, we have to write to the general police. So we now directed that I should present the checks on his behalf. We call him further express his condolences to the families of the deceased.
The police formations across the state. The Assistant Inspector General of Police, Udumosu, says is combat ready to nip in the bud any ugly incidents that may arise. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
For their loyalty to a cereal brand that guarantees a great start to their day, 100 school children who emerged winners in the Kellogg's Superstar Scholarship Competition have been rewarded with cash prizes at a ceremony in Lagos. Adeni Taiwo reports that apart from promoting creative writing among young school children, Kellogg's is also using the platform to share the burden of school expenses with parents.
Empire built around the nutritional health of children. Kellogg's, world's leading manufacturer of cereal, has in the last 3 years shown commitment to the educational growth of children by whetting their appetite for creative writing.
There's nothing I enjoy most in the morning than taking a cup of Kellogg's with milk and sugar.
Out of the 250,000 entries for the third edition of its Superstar Scholarship Competition, emerged these 100 young scholars aged between 5 and 12, whose short essays, entitled My Perfect Morning, made the courts. The prize presentation ceremony was the moment of brand validation for the young winners and also a time for stakeholders in the education sector to acknowledge the critical interventions of Kellogg's.
I've never won anything, so I'm very happy to win the Kellogg's Superstar.
It's the best because it's world number one. And it's great, it's awesome.
One of the impact that I see is that to help the children to have an analytical mind, to have a mind of their own, to be able to analyze situation.
Critical thinking, innovation, and these are the kind of skills we need in the next century, and they're already catching up.
These parents say the star prize of 100,000 naira each has lessened their worry about school expenses.
It relieves us of a lot of stress that we don't have to start thinking of the school fees to pay for a year. That's really nice.
For Kellogg's, the scholarship competition demonstrates why education and good nutrition must go together as the building blocks of a great society.
We are not just serving breakfast. We are also interested in the future of these kids. We want to support them across the line, right from their childhood age down to as they grow up.
Apart from the 100 winners of the Star Prize, 1,000 other winners also got consolation prizes. In Lagos, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
That is it from here. It's now back to Kene for the continuation of the news.
Thank you very much, Michael. President Muhammadu Buhari has reacted to the loss by Nigeria's Super Eagles football team to Tunisia on Sunday in Gara, Cameroon, saying that although the team did not live up to our expectations in the tournament, both officials and players deserve commendation for the tough fight they put up. President Buhari says they gave everyone the confidence that they were up to it and were sure it was something they could have achieved. Nonetheless, we should not write them off. President Buhari urged Nigerians to encourage the players to do better next time, especially in view of the World Cup qualification matches that have been lined up for them. He directed the football authorities in the country to undertake a critical assessment on the Eagles' performance at the Cup of Nations tournament and encourage the general public to send their suggestions to the Nigeria Football Federation so that it will reflect and plan well for a better outing in the forthcoming World Cup competition. Promise made is now being fulfilled as the federal government is set to begin the implementation of natural gas for vehicles. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, says government is providing funding to oil marketers to build the necessary infrastructure required for takeoff of the program. Benny Adams reports.
The federal government in 2020 launched the National Gas Expansion Program, which gave life to the Natural Gas for Vehicles initiative. And now it is intensifying efforts for full implementation. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timipre Silva, in a meeting with major oil marketers across the country, announced that government is providing 50% funding, while the original petroleum marketers, that is, the OEMs, will provide the other 50%. The target is to convert 1 million vehicles to autogas, starting with 200,000 commercial vehicles weekly across the country.
Burden is not to be on you now. Already the funding is in place. We are looking at our own side, providing 50% of the funding, the country OEMs providing the other 50%, and you coming in to this fund.
The marketers gave strategic suggestions on their preparedness to deploy the natural gas vehicles within the shortest possible time frame.
We left this meeting and set up working groups to look at how best to implement it, determine the scope, and work through some sort of feasibility.
Remember, Honorable Minister, that before this, you already had a gas program, National Gas Expansion Program, in which millions have gone into as well.
What we feel is that once the numbers are right, you do not necessarily need to tell any Nigerian investor, or indeed any investor anywhere.
The Decade of Gas policy promises that nothing less than 40% of vehicles will run on gas in the next 3 years. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Oil falls on strong dollar as investors lose 11.8 billion naira to begin the week negative. Let's join Musa Abubakar for details on business news.
Thank you, Kenneth. Nigeria's acceptance for digital means of payment has improved in recent times. However, the Christmas festivity contributed significantly to a surge in POS transactions. Nigeria recorded a total of 6.43 trillion naira as POS transactions in 2021, hitting the highest level on record. Recently released data on payment channels by the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System shows that transactions in December rose to 699.75 billion naira, which is the highest it ever recorded in a single month. Similarly, the volume of POS transactions in the country skyrocketed by 50% to 982.8 million in 2021 compared to 655.8 million transactions recorded in the previous year. It also represents the highest number of transactions ever recorded since the adoption of point-of-sale transactions in Nigeria. Now, the energy oil prices fell on Monday, hit by a stronger dollar and investor concerns over the possibility of quicker than expected increases to interest rates by the U.S. Federal Reserve. Brent crude fell $2.19 to $85.70 per barrel. West Texas Intermediate crude dropped $2.59 to $82.56 per barrel. Stocks in Nigeria began the week in the red after recording marginal losses after Monday's session. At the close of trade, the all-share index slipped to 45,928.27 points. 278.6 million shares exchanged hands in 4,447 deals, valued at 2.887 billion naira. Equity capitalization ended the day at 24.7 trillion naira. Champs PLC, UBA and Codville were the most active stocks. Well, that's business news. It's back to you, Kenna.
Very well done, Musa. Now, every January 24 to 28 is celebrated internationally as Data Privacy Week, a period where efforts are garnered to intensify awareness about digital data privacy and how it is being used and sometimes exploited by businesses. ICT correspondent Joseph Johnson reports that the Director General, National Information Technology and Development Agency NITDA, Kashifu Inuwa, while briefing journalists on the essence of commemorating the week, advocates improved data and respecting the privacy for individuals and corporate entities.
Millions of people around the world are unaware of how their personal information online are being used, collected and shared in today's digitally driven society. This underscores the importance of Data Privacy Week, which aims to inspire conversations to empower individuals and companies to take action towards data privacy and protection. Protecting the integrity of personal information of Nigerians online remains a top priority of NITDA, the DG Kashifu Inua tells journalists as he explains Nigeria's data strategy.
They take our experience and sell it. So this is very dangerous because if someone knows what you want, the person can easily manipulate you. They can automate us. So the data protection is to help us to make sure even if they they use it for what they're supposed to use. Because with that, they can manipulate you even during election.
Data is a critical component of digital economy, and the federal government is giving it due attention, especially with the construction of a Tier 4 National Data Center in Kanu, where the Minister, Professor Issa Pantami, recently inspected and is quite optimistic that it would be completed before the end of March this year. As activities to mark the week unfold, the DG encourages everyone to be stringent with their privacy settings, passwords, and cautious of where they upload valuable personal information. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
Next is Ibado, and Kemi is standing by with more reports. Kemi.
President Muhammadu Buhari on October 25th, 2021 launched Nigeria's first digital currency, e-Naira, with an assurance to the citizens that it is accessible to all Nigerians as a legal tender. What effect has the e-Naira had on average users in Kwara State since its introduction 3 months ago? Aisha Abubakar finds out in this report.
Nigeria is the first country in Africa to introduce a digital currency to her citizens with the launch of the CBN e-Naira. With the e-Naira application, users will be able to make peer-to-peer payments to anyone who has an e-Naira wallet without having to use an intermediary. And the project did take off at its introduction with 600,000 downloads of the e-Naira application within a week. 3 months after the introduction of e-Naira, it seems not to be popular in Ilorin.
But I don't know anything about it. I don't know much about it.
An economic expert, Olaleko Ayodimeji, says the awareness created by the CBN was not enough for all Nigerians to embrace the system.
What I observed in the first instance is immediately after the launch last year, the site was bombarded by a lot of people and there was congestion and they had to go back again. That could be one of the reasons why that thing has slowed down. The operation of the e-Naira has slowed down in Nigeria.
Olaleko Ayodimeji highlighted the benefits of e-Naira to include promotion of economic activities, removal of trade and monetary barriers, as well as enhancement of living standard of Nigerians.
The CBN to back it up with publicity and to encourage to continuously push the positive side of it, which is to reduce the cost of doing transactions.
He, however, advised Nigerians to embrace the system, which, like the physical Naira, has become a legal tender. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
And that is it from Ibadan. Network News continues after this timeout. Do stay with us.
The resurgence of rice pyramid in Nigeria with the launch of Nigeria's rice revolution by President Muhammadu Buhari. That is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week with relevant stakeholders. Tuesday Live, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Don't miss it.
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1 sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness. Introducing Sunlight with luxurious oud fragrance.
There is no hidden secret other than those who enable us to achieve our dearest dreams. The ones who give us the chance to rise against the odds. This is a new dawn, and in this era, everyone is in and no one is out. Fair money, fair banking for all.
In the International Stadium, the joy of this Cup of Nations.
وفرصة خطيرة. وشوطة بعيدة.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Big day ahead.
New Ovaltine 3-in-1. Smart choice for smart kids.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. It's great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems, which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
See, nurse, she's saying she feels unwell, despite my efforts to practice good hygiene.
Mom says wash your hands to keep the germs away.
Washing hands is good, but surfaces can also have germs, and you shouldn't use just anything for cleaning them. Use Jig. Jig's formula has been scientifically proven to stay active for longer, giving you whitening and germ kill protection on a variety of surfaces. Disinfect to protect, just Jig it. Endorsed by National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives.
For an event as big as the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, you can't afford to miss out. So where do you go when you want to have a full AFCON 2021 experience? You go where everybody goes. When you're looking for the vibe, you go straight to the source. So if you want to have it all, go all out for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations with GoTV. Catch all 52 must-watch games live on SuperSport on GoTV. GoTV, love
it. Be a star, stand with NTA in the fight against rape and rapists. Thanks for watching NTA Network News tonight, and good night.